Back to Scott's Weekend Sports today, ladies and gentlemen. This is week number 11 of Scott's Weekend Sports right here on YouTube. And I have a lot to talk about today, so let's get right into today's show. So with football starting with just a few weeks until football season begins in the preseason, I'm going to go down the top 10 quarterbacks who I think are going to have the best years this year in the NFL. So number one, as a lot of people think, will be Tom Brady of the New England Patriots. Tom Brady was down 28-3 in the Super Bowl last season, and he came back and led the New England Patriots to the Super Bowl. So I think that Tom Brady's going to have another very good season, as he will be the best quarterback in the NFL, in my opinion. Number two will be Aaron Rodgers of the Green Bay Packers. He has been a very good quarterback every year since he took over for Brett Favre in Green Bay. So I think that he will have another very good season in Green Bay, as he is the number 2 ranked quarterback, in my opinion. Number 3, in my opinion, is going to be Dak Prescott of the Dallas Cowboys. A lot of people are wondering why I have him at number 3, and the reason why is because he has had a very good season last season for Dallas, and I think he will have another very good season for the Cowboys, as he is going to hopefully lead the Cowboys back to the NFC East Championship. Number 4 is going to be Russell Wilson of the Seattle Seahawks. He, again, has had a very good season this year. Last season, he was looking very impressive as the Seahawks won the NFC West. But I think this year could be a little bit of a tougher year for Russell, so that's why I do not have him in the top 3. Number 5 is going to be Cam Newton of the Carolina Panthers. I think he is going to have a bounce back year this year. And I think that a lot of people are wondering if Cam Newton's going to be the Cam Newton we saw 2 years ago, in which he was a very good quarterback, or Cam Newton that we saw last year, where he struggled a lot last season. But I think he's going to go back to the Cam Newton that we know and love, which is a very good quarterback this season. Number 6 is going to be Matt Ryan of the Atlanta Falcons. I think he's going to have a little bit of a Super Bowl slump after losing the Super Bowl last season. So I think that he is going to be a big drop-off, as he was number 2 last year, in my opinion. But I think he will be number 6 this year, just my opinion. Number 7 is going to be Big Ben Roethlisberger of the Pittsburgh Steelers. A lot of people think Big Ben should be in the top 4, but I just don't know about his injuries right now. If Big Ben stays healthy, I think he could easily be a top 5 quarterback. But right now I have him at number 7 based on the injury problems. Number 8 is Jameis Winston of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think Jameis is going to have a breakout year this year. The only thing I see that could slow him down this year is his interceptions. But when you have such good receivers in Mike Evans, Deshaun Jackson, O.J. Howard, Cameron Brate, and once you get Doug Martin back, I think Jameis Winston is going to have a very good season for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Number 9, in my opinion, is going to be Andrew Luck of the Indianapolis Colts. The big thing that a lot of people are wondering right now about Andrew Luck is that offensive line that he has right now. Is he was used as a crash dummy last year pretty much for Indianapolis, as he was just getting sacked left and right last season. But I think that that offensive line is going to be much better this season, as I think that Andrew Luck is going to have a bounce back season, as he is number 9 on my list. And number 10, this is a tough call. There are a lot of people that I think could get this number 10 spot, but I think it is going to go to Eli Manning of the New York Giants. Eli's had a very good career as the New York Giants starting quarterback, and I think that he is going to have a breakout season again this year and maybe lead the Giants to the NFC East title. Next, after a week of free agency, it has been a wild ride after a week of free agency, so I'm going to go over my top 10 teams in the NBA after the first week of free agency. So number 1, in my opinion, is going to still be the Golden State Warriors. They have had a very good season last season, and I think that coming into this season, coming up in a few months, I think they will be a very good team as well. They just signed Nick Young to a 1-year contract, so I think that will really help that bench as they look to repeat as NBA champions next season. Number 2 is the Cleveland Cavaliers, because LeBron James and Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love and company will be still a very good team to watch this season coming up, and I think that Cleveland is going to be number 2 on my list still. in my opinion. Number 3 is the San Antonio Spurs. They've had a very good season last year, and if it wasn't for Kawhi Leonard getting injured last season, they could have taken 1 or 2 games from Golden State, but I still think that they will be the number 3 team in the NBA next season. Number 4, in my opinion, will be the Boston Celtics. The Celtics just signed Gordon Hayward a couple days ago from the Utah Jazz, so I think that him to go along with his former college coach Brad Stevens is going to be a very good combination. And to go along with Isaiah Thomas and Kelly Olynyk and Avery Bradley, this could be a very good team to watch next season in the NBA. Number 5 is going to be the Houston Rockets. The Rockets have now got 2 very good shooting point guards in Chris Paul and James Harden. And I think that they will move James Harden over to the shooting guard position and put Chris Paul where he rightfully belongs, and that is at point guard. And at number 6, I think it is going to be the Minnesota Timberwolves, because the Timberwolves now have Jimmy Butler in a very good young team with Andrew Wiggins and this very young Minnesota team. I think they could definitely be a team to be reckoned with in the Western Conference. Number 7, I have the Miami Heat. After a very almost making the playoffs last season, I think they will get back on track this season and make the playoffs as the number 7 team in the NBA. Number 8, I have the Washington Wizards. I think they are going to be a very good team as well to watch this season. John Wall and Bradley Beal are probably one of the best backcourts in the NBA. So I think that Bradley Beal and John Wall will lead the Washington Wizards to another very good season next year. Number 9, I have the Charlotte Hornets. Surprisingly, I know, but Dwight Howard is now there, and a lot of very good players. So I think that they could be a very good team in the Eastern, with a very bad Eastern Conference this year. Number 10 is going to be the Utah Jazz. They're going to be another very good team to watch this season. I am very happy to watch this team play next season, and I think that they will be a very fun team to watch as well coming up next season. And now on to my WWE predictions for this Sunday's Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view, which will be live this Sunday on the WWE Network and on pay-per-view. So the first match on the pre-show will be for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship, as the King of the Cruiserweights, Neville, puts his title on the line against Akira Tozawa. And Tozawa's been on a little bit of a roll lately, ever since he became a member of the Titus brand and Titus Worldwide with Titus O'Neil. But I think that Neville will find a way to retain his WWE Cruiserweight Championship this Sunday at Great Balls of Fire. Next match on the card is going to be a little bit of a rivalry going on right now on Monday Night Raw. After 3 weeks ago, when Big Cass turned on Enzo Amore, as they will go head-to-head this Sunday at Great Balls of Fire, as Enzo Amore goes against Big Cass. And I just don't see any way that Enzo Amore can win this match, unless it's by, count out or a roll-up or something. But I think Big Cass will get the win and improve that rivalry over to SummerSlam coming up next month. Next match on the card will be for the Intercontinental Championship. The Miz going against Dean Ambrose for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. And after what Miz did last Monday night against Heath Slater, I think that he will get enough motivation going on as The Miz retains his Intercontinental Championship and finally ends his rivalry between him and Dean Ambrose. Next up in the 30-minute Iron Man match for the WWE Raw Tag Team Championships, as it will be the current champions, Sheamus and Cesaro, putting their Raw Tag Team Championships on the line against Matt and Jeff, the Hardy Boys. And I think that Sheamus and Cesaro will retain their Raw Tag Team Championships at Great Balls of Fire. And I think that could lead to one more match between these two at SummerSlam. But we'll see what Kurt Angle wants to do with that coming up in the coming weeks on Monday Night Raw. Next up, as for Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view, will be the cover boy of the WWE 2K18 video game coming up in October. Will be Seth Rollins going against Bray Wyatt. And I think Seth Rollins will get the win here. Seth Rollins needs to start picking up some wins and getting some wins back together against good quality opponents. And I think that he will get that as Seth Rollins gets the win this Sunday against Bray Wyatt at Great Balls of Fire. Next match on the card will be for the Raw Women's Championship, as the current champion Alexa Bliss puts her title on the line against Sasha Banks. And I think that this is going to be a very interesting match as well. So I like Sasha Banks to win the championship at Great Balls of Fire, because a lot of people are wondering what's going to happen with the Raw Women's Championship going into WrestleMania next year. But I think that could be Sasha Banks and Bayley for the title at WrestleMania next year. But for right now, I think Sasha Banks will take the title from Alexa Bliss at Great Balls of Fire on Sunday. Next up, it will be in an ambulance match, Roman Reigns going against Braun Strowman. And after what I've seen from Braun Strowman the last couple of weeks, I do not think Roman Reigns will win this match. So I'm going to take Braun Strowman in with the win at Great Balls of Fire. I think he is going to be very, very good this coming Sunday against Roman Reigns. And I think he will get the win against Roman this Sunday at Great Balls of Fire in the ambulance match. And now for the main event people have been talking about for weeks, as it will be the Samoan Submission Machine, Samoa Joe, challenging the current WWE Universal Champion Brock Lesnar. I think this is going to be a very interesting match as well. And I think that this match is going to go to Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar's been very, very good ever since winning the title back at WrestleMania. And I think he will get another good title defense as he retains his WWE Universal Championship and goes on to SummerSlam to face a guy by the name of Roman Reigns probably. But don't be surprised if it's a guy like Finn Balor or somebody else. And that'll do it for this week's show of Scott's Week in Sports today, ladies and gentlemen. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Hit that, leave a nice comment down below, and subscribe if you're new. And leave in the comments down below who you think the top 10 quarterbacks will be in the NFL this year. And I'll see you guys next week right here on Scott's Week in Sports right here on YouTube. See you later, guys.